How to change your Roku Wi-Fi without remote? Roku has an app on each the iOS app retailer and Android Google Play that lets you use your smartphone as a distant. This manner, you may nonetheless use your Roku system to hook up with Wi-Fi. Obtain and open the Roku app. Within the backside center of the display screen within the menu, faucet on distant. Make sure that the distant is related to the proper Roku system. It is best to see the identify of the Roku on the Prime, with an inexperienced dot if it is related. Faucet on the residence icon, then use the directional arrow pad on the app to navigate to settings greater than community greater than arrange connection in your Roku. Observe the on-screen directions to arrange your Wi-Fi connection. How do I discover my Roku IP tackle without Wi-Fi or a distant? First, it's best to know in case your Roku is not related to a Wi-Fi community, it will not have an IP deal with. As soon as you will get your Roku related to Wi-Fi and not using a distant utilizing the steps above, you may then discover the IP deal with. Utilizing the Roku app, go to Distant and Faucet on the Residence button. Use the arrow pad to navigate to settings greater than community greater than about. It is best to see the identify of the community your Roku is related to, then beneath the community identify, you will see the IP deal with. Can you join Roku straight to router? In case you're not having luck connecting your Roku wirelessly to your community, it's possible you'll wish to go for a wired connection. Nonetheless, that is solely doable in case you have sure Roku gadgets, such because the Roku extremely, as solely a few of them have an Ethernet cable port. To see if you happen to conjoin your Roku with an Ethernet cable, look on the again of the system for a port labeled Ethernet. In case you see this, use an Ethernet cable and join the Roku to your router. When you've got a Roku streamer, you may as well purchase a USB Ethernet adapter and hook it as much as your router that approach. A Roku TV can also have an Ethernet port, so examine the again of the TV in case you have one. After connecting a Roku system to your router, do the next. Navigate to the residence display screen in your Roku. Go to Settings greater than Community greater than Arrange Connection. Choose Wired Connection. The Roku ought to routinely detect your community. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe. Don't forget to share.